San Francisco politicians have been caught busing their homeless people into your neighborhood. Coming up, we've got the full gory details and how we're planning to stop them. I'm Carl DeMaio, chairman of Reform California, and there's always been this concern that liberal blue city politicians buy bus tickets for their homeless population and they ship them into, well, anywhere they can possibly ship them to, including your neighborhood. Because homeless people are popping up everywhere, and you're wondering, how in the heck did they even get here in the first place? Now, the liberal media continues to tell us that those are all people that came from our own neighborhood. BS. We know that there is a scam of liberal politicians creating the conditions of dependency in their city, fostering and incentivizing and promoting reckless behavior, bad behavior, lawlessness, drug use, that leads to people basically losing a connection to reality and ending up literally crazy on the streets, strung out on the streets. And then what they do is, in addition to just continuing to throw their own taxpayer money at the problem and not really enforcing any sort of solution, they decide, well, there's still too many of them here, so let's move the problem elsewhere. Let's export our problem and let other people suffer the consequences. In San Francisco, we have an election coming up, and their mayor, London Breed, is flailing in the polls. She's about to lose her job. And it's because even the liberal voters of San Francisco, they've had enough. They realize that the far left progressive approach to governing has failed them miserably, that there's a misery index that they're now subjected to. In order for her to try to win her office, she's trying to basically pretend to be a Republican. She's coming out as tough on criminals, though really not. She talks about welfare to work requirements, drug tests for welfare recipients. But yeah, again, it's all showboating. The latest is she has signed an executive order directing the city of San Francisco staff to prepare bus vouchers to bus their homeless population out of their city. Now, mind you, and we've covered this topic on other podcasts, the reason why people are homeless is not because of lack of jobs, and it's not because of the cost of rent or housing. 80% of homeless people are mentally ill and struggle from substance abuse. That's the issue. It is the very easy access to drugs in California, because we don't really enforce drug laws. And it is the fact that we don't enforce rules against criminals, let alone homeless people. So when they act out, lash out, we're not actually arresting them for assault and battery. Crazy people tend to assault people. They end up assaulting police officers when the police are trying to interact with them. And so in other states, the other 49 states where they actually enforce the rules, they partner with courts to do diversion programs where they get the homeless person on a violation of either drug law or criminal law because of their mental illness or drug addiction. They then use the courts to force them into addiction programs and mental health therapy. And it works like a charm. It's the only shot we have at saving these people and breaking the cycle of their psychoses. But in San Francisco, the mayor, London Breed, she's not actually wanting to change the failed approach to California homelessness that led to the disaster that we're facing today. Instead, she wants to move her problem into your neighborhood. Here is ABC7 with the story.
It's a controversial push to get San Francisco's unhoused population out of town. Mayor Breed putting out an executive order to buy bus tickets for the homeless population as the city's shelters are near full. Good evening. I'm Amma Dates.
And I'm Dan Ashley. Thanks for joining us. This comes as Mayor Breed says they are seeing some progress in creating housing for many longtime San Franciscans. But this...
No. This comes as London Breed got her last poll showing her she's about to get her ass handed to her on a silver platter by the voters. So she has to pretend like she's a conservative and she's getting the problem out of town. That's what this is happening. And I mean, we're making progress by throwing a bunch of money, billions of dollars at government subsidized housing projects, these so-called affordable housing projects at $1 million a pop. Absolutely a wasteful boondoggle at taxpayers' expense. Again, you can deal with homelessness if you just have bunk beds in shelters and enforce the rules for mental health and substance abuse programs. But I digress.
This directive addresses the growing portion of people coming in from out of town.
ABC.
Oh, give me a break. The growing people coming in from out of town. No. These are homeless people who are coming in because they know San Francisco is a paradise for drug addicts and crazy people. That's why they are there in the first place. The notion being that, someone must be sending them to us. I've actually been open about the fact that I think we should be sending homeless people to San Francisco because those liberal voters absolutely love, no enforcement of rules. They're the ones that invented the failed homeless housing first policies that we're suffering under. Of not enforcing substance abuse or mental health treatment rules. So if they're the ones that think that this is such a great idea, let's send all the crazies, all the drug addicts to San Francisco. Liberal voters in San Francisco will have to tolerate it. But no. What they're showing is they're a bunch of woke liberal hypocrites. They're saying, you should do this because it's my liberal philosophy, but I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it because I realize that this is a crazy policy that has bad impacts. And so you should do it, and I'm sending you my problem. That's what these San Francisco elites are trying to advance.
C7 News reporter Tara Campbell has been committed to this issue. She is in the studio with more on this new mandate. Tara.
Yeah, Dan and Alma, the mayor's move comes as the city ramps up efforts to sweep encampments. This following a recent Supreme Court ruling making way for cities to force people off the streets. And now this attempt to send more people back home.
Back home. Back home. No, San Francisco's their home. They want to be in San Francisco because the street price of drugs is really low and you give them a bunch of welfare and you don't enforce the rules. That is their home. They have found their paradise, their socialist, criminal coddling paradise. They are home.
The push to get people off the streets of San Francisco is intensifying. Mayor London Breed issuing a directive Thursday to all city departments working with homeless people, ordering them to offer relocation assistance before providing any other services, including housing and shelter. The goal.
That's right. Yeah. Don't go to one of our shelters or our, $1 billion boondoggle projects that we've built with the rich developers who give campaign contributions. No. Here's a bus ticket first. And if you want to stay, then we'll give you a taxpayer-funded condo at $1 million a pop.
The goal is to reunite people with family and supports in other communities.
Reunite people with their families. That's what this is about. Hogwash. The families threw them out long ago because they're crazy and using drugs. They love them, but they were hurt so much by them that they finally said, I can't take it anymore. You got to go. That's the story of homelessness. Behind everyone who's on the street, that is the story of why they're on the street in the first place. They have a family that loves them, but the family got so hurt by the drug addiction and the mental health problems that they finally painfully said, enough's enough. You've got to go. So the idea that this is a program that liberal Democrats have to reunite people with their families, own it, baby. You're shipping your problem to other communities rather than solving the issue that you created.
I support it as long as we verify that those people will actually have a place.
Del Seymour is the founder of Code Tenderloin, a nonprofit working with people on the streets for decades. And he says the city's relocation efforts often fall short.
A lot of people get on the phone very emotional and says, yeah, send them back. I'll take care of it. But by the time they get there, we're not sure they really have a place.
As for the reasoning behind the directive, the mayor's office points to the most recent point-in-time count. The last tally showing 40% of unhoused individuals came to San Francisco from another county or from out of state.
There's a lot of people who come out here thinking that San Francisco is going to be this wonderful state for them to live and thrive. And actually, they're leaving home because they think they're going to find something else here.
Donna Hill.
Yeah, they're going to find really cheap access to drugs and no law enforcement. They know exactly what they're going to find, sweetie. They know exactly what they're getting. They're not going to San Francisco because they're going to get a job and thrive. What the hell does she think, thrive? No, they're going to be able to get a fix. That's why they're coming. They're going to be able to get welfare. Man, get your head examined.
Weird says offering people a way home is key.
They need to be able to go back home. I think offering them that chance to reunite with their family, where their support system is everything.
And I'm a liberal voter and I'm an activist. You are the problem. You are an absolute idiot. Your religious zealotry to far left ideas that have brought this problem on disqualifies you from offering an opinion and being part of any sort of decision making.
Others warn the Journey Home program only goes so far in solving the homelessness crisis.
Yes, it does serve a small population of people who do have communities outside of San Francisco that they can reconnect with and be housed. But any attempts in the past to expand it have been unsuccessful because there's just not that many people who benefit from the program.
Oh, so let's talk about attempts in the past, because London Breed was not the one who came up with this idea. Oh, that's right. When you go in the Wayback Time Machine, Google, you'll find it was Gavin Newsom that first came up with offering bus tickets for homeless people in San Francisco out of town. He called it Homeward Bound, and it ran between 2005 and 2013 under Newsom. They sent 10,000 people out of San Francisco at taxpayers' expense under Newsom's watch. Only 1 in 8 returned, according to the data statistics. And many charities, notwithstanding London Breed's very public order, many charities have been giving and this is according to the San Francisco Globe, tickets for many years for homeless people to get them out of town. And the reason why London Breed, again, is issuing an executive order, making a big deal about this, is simply because she wants to pretend like she is a conservative trying to win over votes. This has been going on for a long time. Do you see the hypocrisy of these liberals? They preach to us that we shouldn't enforce rules against homeless people, that drug crimes should not be issues that we enforce on. As a result, we get all the crime and grime associated with those liberal policies, and the homelessness spikes. They also give out freebies on welfare very easily with no accountability, no requirements for substance abuse or mental health treatment. And as a result, all the crazies, all the druggies from across the country, all the homeless, they come to California. And so now they're putting a Band-Aid to try to shift the problem to your neighborhood. Hells no. We got to call them out for this and call them out for their hypocrisy. They support these bad policies. They should live with the burden of all these crazies in their city. If they want to change the policies, they need to change the policies starting with their own city. And they need to advocate across the state to other Democrat politicians, hey, don't copy our approach because we really failed miserably. At Reform California, we are sounding the alarm on scams like this busing scam, and bringing it to the attention of voters as we are approaching the November 2024 election. And we want voters to vote for change. 65% of Californians say the state is headed in the wrong direction. For the remaining 35% of you, what the hell is wrong with your head? You need to get your brain examined. But I believe that 65% wrong track vote sentiment is an opportunity for us to flip seats across the state of California and get principled reformers into offices from the state legislature all the way down to school boards and city councils and in even mayor's offices, London Breed. And so we need your help to spread the word and to get our voter guide out come the November election. Can't do it without your help, so do a few things. Number one, like and subscribe to this channel. 84% of you are not subscribed, and we want to make sure we bring you the breaking news every day at 5 o'clock with a new video. Second, contribute online to Reform California, put gas in our tank so that we can fund this movement and support good candidates. And third, get on our list to get the voter guide. If you go to the website, reformcalifornia.org, you can sign up to get our plain English voter guide in October, actually, right before ballots hit. We mail it to you over email and text. Just fill out your first name, last name, email, phone, and zip code, and subscribe. We will send you the plain English voter guide with the ballot measures on your ballot, explaining what they are, plain English. Plus, we endorse candidates for judge, school board, state legislature, every single office that we can find a good candidate to recommend to you, we give you a voter guide so you can basically avoid the crazy far left liberal politicians. And there's a lot of them out there. We can't do that without your help. So sign up at reformcalifornia.org, contribute at reformcalifornia.org. Till next time, Carl DeMaio, chairman of Reform California. Help us break through the censorship of the liberal media. Like this video, subscribe to this channel, and smash that notification button so you can stay up to date on all the developments in California news and politics. Also, please visit the website, reformcalifornia.org, for ongoing news coverage and to join one of our campaigns in the fight to take back our state. If you can, please sign up as a volunteer or chip in a contribution. This episode of Reform California with Carl DeMaio, paid for by Carl DeMaio for State Assembly 2024.